They are tiny, they are armored, and they fight with incredible ferocity. Yes, we are talking about ants. And although these little insects may seem cute, they are actually fierce fighters. Like any good warrior, ants prepare themselves for battle in many different ways. And one of these ways is changing their shape. You might be surprised how different an ant can look when it's preparing to fight. So get ready to learn some shocking facts about ants that you never knew you needed. Here are 5 ways ants change their shape during battles. Number 1, they enlarge their body. Have you ever seen an angry ant? It's quite scary, really. When an ant feels threatened or is about to engage in battle, some species inflate their abdomens or gaster for all they're worth. This change in shape serves 2 purposes. First, it makes the ant look bigger and more intimidating to its opponents. No one wants to mess with a giant ant. By inflating their abdomens, the ants essentially tell their enemies, "Back off, I'm big and strong and I will bite." The second reason for this behavior is to send a warning signal to their nestmates. By changing shape, the ants are telling their fellow colony members that there's danger nearby and that they should get ready to defend themselves. This is an important way for ants to communicate with each other and ensure the safety of the entire colony. Now imagine walking outside one day and seeing an enormous ant staring at you, its abdomen bulging out like a balloon. You might be tempted to step on it just to prove that it can't hurt you. But don't do it. Ants can be very dangerous, especially when they feel cornered or threatened. Even if you don't see any teeth, it doesn't mean they can't bite. Many species have powerful jaws hidden under their exoskeleton, and they won't hesitate to use them if they feel like their life is in danger. Plus, who knows what kind of diseases they might be carrying? So it's best to admire these creatures from afar and let them live their little ant lives without any interference from us humans. Remember, size doesn't matter. These little guys pack a punch, and they're not afraid to use it. Number 2, raise their mandibles and antennae. When these tiny warriors prepare for battle, they open their strong mandibles wide, ready to bite and tear. This display of weapons is a clear sign that they are ready to fight and should not be messed with. To make matters worse, their antennae stand upright, which is their primary tool for detecting combat pheromones released by other ants in the fight. Not only does this help them track down their enemies, but it also allows them to communicate with each other during battle. Imagine being in the middle of a fight and not being able to find your friends. You might end up taking on way more than you bargained for. In addition to these external signs, there are also internal changes taking place in the bodies of these little fighters. Their heart rate goes up and their muscles tense up, preparing them for action. They are ready to take on any enemy that dares to challenge them. Number 3, chemical armor. Ants have a variety of ways to defend themselves against predators, and one of the most common is by spraying chemicals. Some ants secrete formic acid from their abdominal glands, which they use as a defensive spray when threatened. Other species have evolved to produce toxins that can paralyze or kill their prey. When an ant prepares to spray these chemicals, it raises its abdomen high, forming an almost vertical angle with its thorax. This change in posture serves to aim the spray more accurately at the target and is a clear warning sign to back off. Just like the sight of a raised sword used to be enough to make someone reconsider attacking you, an ant's raised abdomen indicates that it's ready to defend itself. If you see an ant with its abdomen raised like this, it's probably best to stay away. Who knows what kind of chemical warfare they are prepared to unleash? One wrong move and you could find yourself on the receiving end of their sticky, smelly spray. And trust me, you don't want to get on an ant's bad side. Number 4, different shapes for different roles. Soldier and worker ants are built differently. Soldiers are often larger with much bigger heads and mandibles, perfectly adapted for combat. Their bulkier bodies allow them to withstand more punishment, and they typically have thicker armor to protect them from attacks. On the other hand, worker ants are smaller and more agile. They don't need large mandibles because they aren't engaging in direct combat as often. Instead, they use their smaller mouths to manipulate objects and perform tasks like foraging for food or caring for the young. During battle, the difference in shape between the two types of ants is obvious. Soldiers usually charge first, using their bulk and strength to push past the enemy lines. Meanwhile, workers stay behind, providing support and using their agility to dodge attacks and deliver quick strikes when necessary. The teamwork between the two groups is essential to the colony's survival. If the soldiers falter, the workers are there to back them up. And if the workers need protection, the soldiers will be there to shield them. It's a well-coordinated dance of strength and strategy that has allowed ant colonies to thrive for centuries. Number 5. Their body is a living weapon. In some species, the transition to a battle stance involves a dramatic change in body shape. Take, for example, the Camponotus saundersi, a large black and yellow ant found in Southeast Asia. When this species encounters a threat, the individual ants literally blow themselves up. Well, not in a literal sense, but they do explode their abdomens. As the ants prepare for battle, their abdomens swell up and the skin on the underside of their thorax tightens, causing the abdomen to burst through the back of the exoskeleton. The result is a horrifying sight for their enemies. A thick liquid sprays from the ruptured abdomen and covers the ground around the dead ant. But this is no mere bodily fluid. It is a highly toxic substance that can paralyze or kill ants or any other small insects that come into contact with it. Imagine being in the middle of a battle and suddenly feeling a sticky, toxic liquid oozing out of the dead ant beside you. You would be pretty scared. This morbid display of defense is a last resort for the ants, a suicidal mission to protect their colony. Once the individual ant has exploded, there's nothing left for it to do but sacrifice itself for the greater good. It might seem like a gruesome way to go, but it's an effective one. Exploding ants are a rare but terrifying sight. Their bodies turn into makeshift weapons, launching toxic payloads that can decimate their enemies. So if you ever see an ant with its abdomen bulging and its skin about to burst, run away fast. You don't want to be around when this tiny warrior blows its top. And there you have it, folks. 5 ways ants change their shape during battles. These tiny creatures are truly fascinating, and their ability to transform themselves into formidable weapons is nothing short of amazing. Whether it's inflating their bodies, raising their mandibles, squirting toxic goo, or even blowing themselves up, these ants show us that size doesn't matter when you've got guts. So next time you see an ant, remember that it may be small, but it's also incredibly strong and adaptable. So watch your step, because you never know when you might step on one of these tiny titans. And if you enjoyed learning about the amazing world of ants, be sure to check out our other videos about the insect kingdom. From the deadliest bees to the largest spiders, there's always something new and exciting to discover. Thanks for watching and happy exploring.